Jacksonville Jaguars' Malik Jackson signed one of the richest free agent contracts for a defensive player in NFL history in 2016.
Yeah, and he admits the pressures of living up to the contract are real. In his one-on-one conversation with First Coast News sports director Chris Porter, Malik discusses the contract, Blake Bortles, and why he is giving back here to the First Coast and why he's making that one of his top priorities. Take a look.
Well, I'm here with a man who really needs no introduction, Jaguars defensive tackle Malik Jackson, getting ready to enter year 2. Before we talk football, how's the fam? How's your daughter?
It's awesome. They're doing great. She's 17 months now, walking and running, just surprising me every day. You know, it's a blessing. I get to see her and just her progress and grow as a person, so it's awesome.
So you're entering year 2. You signed the big contract last year. When you sign a contract that big, how much pressure is applied on you, on yourself, by yourself, to deliver?
Yeah, it's a lot, you know, because one of those things you get the check. I think that's what you dream of as going through your first 4 years, of my first 4 years of my contract, was I got to get the next check, and then once I get it, I think a lot of just things came over my mind, you know, like, oh, I got it, but now I got to prove not only to myself I can earn this and I am who I know I am, but to these people in Jacksonville. And it's a work in progress. You know, last year didn't go exactly the way we wanted it or I wanted it to. I had a good season as far as sacks go, but still messed up a lot. So, you know, this season I'm just ready to grow as a person and as a player and just really take over this team.
When you arrived here a year ago, Gus Bradley was the head coach. Yeah. We brought in a lot of pieces, and many of the folks here on the First Coast believe this would be the year that this team would take the next step. A lot of free agents always said, Gus sold me. He's a big reason why I was here. I think you said something along the same lines when you got here. Why didn't it translate on the field? I
just feel like a lot of the things that needed to be stressed weren't stressed. And now I think that's just us as players, me learning the role of being a leader, you know, just everybody else coming together and telling guys, oh, that's not right or that's not right, you know, because he really gave us the freedom as players to watch their own locker room and manage it. And so I think a lot of things fall on Gus outside looking in, but inside looking out, you know, it's guys like me, like Puz, you know, or Blake, not calling people out when they're doing wrong and just letting the little things go. And with Coach Marone coming in here, the little things don't slip by, and I think that's the biggest changes.
So you've got some organized team activities or OTAs under your belt. What has been the biggest difference between this time last year to the present?
A lot more disciplined things. I mean, it's not tougher. It's just the fact that, you know, it's just more, he just asks a lot of little things for you to not slip through, and I think that's where we're all growing.
Doug Marone, when we've talked to him, he has made it quite clear that he hasn't been too happy about where this team is as far as practice right now. Then just recently, Telvin Smith comes out and he says he's disappointed. He's hot, not with the weather per se, but with the mentality of the team. You're there. What are they talking about?
I think it's just like when you have guys coaching. Coach Gus was here for 4 years, so you know, for example, for me, I just came from Denver. There's some techniques that I need to lose that I learned in Denver to play in this system and thrive in this system. So I think it's guys shedding the previous teachings or coaching and relaxation ways and being on as far as going and being there like pound, pound, pound every day. When you walk in this door, it's this, and this. And I think it's just going to take a little bit more time for guys to truly get in that mindset, well, look, it doesn't matter anymore.
You guys, as you said, made some key acquisitions during the offseason. A.J. Boye, Barry Church, Calais Campbell, as an example. Calais, for example, how will he help you?
Just by teaching, you know, as far as me just being able to step back and watch the things he does, which kind of player he is, how he does his routines. So for me off the field, I think that's the biggest part he can help me just, and on the field, but just watching his mannerisms and how he was able to become who he is now, you know, because that's where I want to be eventually.
What I'm about to say, I'm sure you've heard since you arrived here. The fan base is starved for a winner.
Yeah.
Jags fans want to win.
Yeah. And
in the NFL, no matter who you talk to, they all say it starts up front with the quarterback. Your quarterback has been under a lot of scrutiny in recent days. He went out to California. He said he worked on some things. You play on the other side. Have you seen anything different from Blake?
I see him making his passes. Everybody's doing their catches, moving the ball on us, you know, and that's, I think, what Telvin was talking about when he said, you know, we're not where we need to be because offense out there, in my eyes, thriving. You know, they're moving the ball, they're doing good things. So I see him out there doing great things. I mean, it's only, what, May? So, you know, we'll see when the season comes.
Do you think it's fair when fans say, we got to win this year?
I think it's expectations. We expect the same thing.
Let's talk about some of the great things that you're doing off the field. Obviously, you launched Malik's Gift shortly after you signed the big contract here. Why did you want to get really involved in the community here? You could have done it in Denver.
Yeah. One, because I feel like, I plan on being here for a few years, hopefully. You know what I mean? So it's one of the things I just want to kind of get the cash and not leave the community, but stay in the community, help the people out here that buy these tickets and, come to the games. So it's one of the things I just want to just be somebody that that can just uplift the community in any way possible as far as what Malik's gifts can offer them and just be a lasting symbol here of hope and, generosity.
And Malik's Foundation, Malik's Gifts, is hosting a night of giving Thursday, June 15th at Three Palms Grill at Oak Bridge Club in Sawgrass. It's a fundraiser to raise money to support the foundation's initiatives.
Well, you may have seen our next guest on VA.